what a performance. I'm here at McTeague's Saloon in San Francisco. Charlie is in Boston with AO Boston. Dorchester Avenue at the Banshee Pub. And Big Tones is at home in his pajamas. We love it, Big Tones. You're absolutely probably in the best, most comfortable spot. What a performance overall. I want to get your initial thoughts.
He's Winnie the Poohing it over there.
He's Donald Duck, only got a shirt on, nothing else. We absolutely love to see it. So, Chuck, your overall thoughts on how he performed?
Overall, I want to say I'm really pleased. I would give it a 7.5 if I had to give it out of a 10. 7.5.
Jeez.
Yeah. The only negative for me is that when we did get into the final third, and again, this is against a really resilient team, that we didn't create more from those opportunities. So I thought the build-up out of the back was phenomenal. I thought we were good in second balls. I thought we were great at creating tempo. I thought we were good at finding feet and breaking lines. But then when we got into the attacking third, it was a little bit of a brain fart. We didn't plan a couple steps ahead, and therefore Balogun wasn't that involved. We'd win the ball, counter, and then nothing to show for it. So I think that's where we need to improve. But overall, positive performance.
Yeah, and some of the positivity should be surrounding Gio Reyna gets his first start in a really long time for the U.S. in particular, and scores within the first 5 minutes. Tones, it obviously has an impact. Should be assists to Flo Balogun on his goal later on in the game. It got deflected, so he probably won't get it officially, but obviously put himself in a good position to be very dangerous for us. So we have the positive stuff overall from Chuck. The players, would you say Gio Reyna's got to be one of the stars? Anybody else that stood out for you, Big Tones?
Yeah, I think he has to be one of the stars for sure. Guys that stood out, I thought Brandon Aronson was really good on the night. I thought the two central midfielders, the pairing together between Roldan and Tessmann and the lanes that they clogged up was really good. We saw some flashes, especially in the first half, from Serginho Dest. The back three, they were good. I don't know that they were tested the entire night. There were a couple of moments that were okay, but what we're seeing from Pochettino's back three, because of having an extra center back, they are really aggressive stepping into the ball. Right, so that part's good. A couple things, only giving up 3 shots on goal. One was the goal. The other was Almiron's shot from distance. And then the 20, Ojeda came in. He hit one. He rolled one into freeze at the end. But we only got, like Charlie said, we only created 3 shots on goal. That part, I think needs to be a little bit better. But that's when you start talking about Malik Tillman, you start talking about Christian Pulisic and all that, so those numbers will go up a little bit, but I thought really, really solid performance, Jimmy.
Yeah, one of my favorite things, and we discussed it during our live watch along, make sure you join us for that, the Gloss America YouTube channel for the Uruguay game in a couple days, was our counter pressing. I thought our counter pressing was fantastic and consistently good, right? There's times we've played enough where you're like, okay, we were good at counter pressing for maybe 20 minutes each half. But every single time, the guys were on it. The triggers were there. We were doing it together, right? We weren't defending in ones or twos. We were really going as a group. And I thought that led to a lot of success for us to keep them pinned back in their own half, and ultimately led to the second goal. And those are the fine margins that we talk about if we're going to go on and have a deep run in the World Cup or not. Are we good at those details? Are we consistently good at those details? And is everybody bought in? And I feel like we've been seeing that over the last couple games with this team under Mauricio Pochettino, that everybody looks bought in and they know what the deal is.
Hey.
And they understand the assignment, Chuck.
Yeah, I'm curious what you guys think, because in the chat, it seems like there's a hot and cold on Tessmann. Some people say, oh, Tessmann stepped up. He looked like he controlled the game. He dictated from the midfield. You'd say he was arguably the player that got on the ball the most and won the second balls the most, that the ball flowed through the most. Yet there's a lot of people here going, he was okay. He was mad. Where was he on the scale for you guys?
Out of 10?
Me,
yeah, go ahead, Tones. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was good. I want to go back and watch his game to see how many times Tanner Tessmann received the ball. His body was halfway turned from a guy in deep areas, and he turned and got forward. We don't see that a lot from those guys. Christian Roldan did it as well. It's clearly a narrative from Mauricio Pochettino that he doesn't want his central midfielders to be looking at the defender and giving it back to them. See if you can turn and go forward first. So I got to go back and watch how many times he got forward compared to how many times he played a lazy ball back or the simple ball back. I don't know where the cold part was for Tessmann in this game.
Yeah,
because
I thought he was very good. I thought he was very good.
Yeah, I don't see the cold part for me. The way I like those guys to interpret the game.
Yeah, he definitely gave the ball away once or twice, but not enough to, I think, really make a dent. You also have to take into consideration where he's losing that ball. Is it higher up the field where it's not going to hurt us as much?
But Jimmy, this is
that's nitpicking,
I hear
right?
the Star Wars Satan 5588. Tessmann gave it away at least 6 times. There are elements for somebody who is supposed to be a playmaker out of midfield that you want them to play those risky balls sometimes. You need them. And risky balls are not going to be 100% accurate. You're going to give the ball away sometimes, especially when you're trying to play forward. It's easy to have 100% if you're going sideways and backwards and playing the safe ball.
That's my point.
So if you give the ball 4 or 5 times away down the pitch in the attacking third, guess what? All right, fine. If I give the ball away in the defensive third on a ball that all of a sudden turns into an attempt for the other team, an opportunity, then you're saying, okay, these are negative marks. But if you give the ball away in the attacking third because you're trying something, you can't fault Tessmann for that.
I also want to take into consideration too, when you think about the game overall, did we control that area of the field that he's sitting in? Him and Roldan, did we control that area? I'd like to say we did. And I thought we controlled most areas of the field. I know in the attacking third, bringing attacks to completion was a little bit harder for us tonight, but we were in and around these dangerous areas, and that's something obviously we can reflect upon and get better at when we play against Uruguay, who are going to be another tough test for us. But I thought that if I'm thinking about anybody I'm evaluating, Tessmann, Roldan, Tyler Adams, Johnny Cardoso, whoever's in those spots, did we run that area of the field? Were we in charge? And were we dictating the flow and the tempo? I'd like to say that we did. Took us a little while in the first half. I know we scored, but it's still kind of chaotic at the beginning. But then we settled in, and I thought we were good. So that's kind of how I would evaluate that position overall. Let's get to the starting 11, though, for people that might be joining us on the podcast slate or on the Gloss America YouTube channel. Let's take a look at the starting 11 because there were some choices that we were frankly surprised about. Matt Freese is in goal. That wasn't a surprise. Tim Ream, Miles Robinson, Joe Scally was a surprise. He gets to start in the back three. We got Roldan and Tessmann as the double sixes. Arsene on the left, who I thought has to be in the conversation as one of the best players for us tonight. Serginho Dest on the right. We got Aronson and Gio Reyna was the other surprise as the 2 10s, and then Balogun up top. So when I look at this team, top to bottom, Chuck, I see a lot of good performances. We're talking, 7, 8 out of 10, where they went out there, they did the job, they did what was asked of them to do, and we got the result. And yes, we only got 3 shots on goal, but we found a way to get a result. And I think that's a win, I should say. And that's a hallmark of a good team. And so I'm pleased. Overall, I'm pleased.
Yeah, I gotta say, if I'm looking at the starting 11, there's only one player that I felt didn't do well enough, and that'd be Scally. I thought when Freeman came in, he was much better. And of course, it's a smaller sample size, but I thought Freeman had much more of a positive impact in that right center back role. I thought Scally was maybe trying to do a little too much, and that's expected from somebody who was on the out for a long time. You get your opportunity and think, I got to do too much. Making too many unnecessary runs. When the ball was at his feet, it looked a little bit clunky. So I think from that standpoint, he didn't have the best of showings. Reyna and Arsene really showed well tonight. Dest, I thought he did a pretty good job, but I think basically we know who the locks are as of now, right? Balogun is the out-and-out number 9. I felt bad for Pepe missing that chance. You got to finish that. That's supposed to be his bread and butter.
Yeah,
it doesn't get any easier. And of course, that's a little bit bad luck from him. But if I'm Haji Wright, I got to be thinking, hey, give me that chance against Uruguay. And okay. I think he's going to get that opportunity to play. I just don't know, does he get the start over Ricardo Pepi in that one?
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. And that again, I'm really looking forward to that game, especially off of this performance. Now, Tones, Gio Reyna just said this on TNT. It was a perfect week. Just honestly happy to be back playing with this group, with this staff. So, and he also cited that training at Gladbach for, he's been training at his club. I'm pretty tall. I feel like I can jump when he's talking about his header. It's just about timing and technique. It's starting to pay off. Obviously, we're going to see and this is something we've said before. And before I throw it to you, the best version of Gio, the one that I like to see, is when he's smiling and having fun. That is when we're going to get peak Gio, and I thought we got a real good glimpse of that in him, and now in post game, feeling really good about what's happening right now too.
Yeah, well, first he should feel good about his performance, right? Getting back to the national team, it's a pressure moment for him. We talked about at the beginning of this game. This is the storyline from tonight, right? We can make up some of the other storylines and talk about positions, but Gio Reyna is the story, right? That he started tonight, because Mauricio Pochettino has been steadfast on, if you don't play your club, you're not playing in the national team, and then you go make what he calls an exception. He's the exception, right? And every manager has one of those. But then you got to go and you got to play well, right? Then you got to go and you got to perform, and you got to show the manager, okay, you got faith in me. I got to give you something in the end. He gets a goal. He gets, okay, probably the assist on it. But, he's involved in the play. He has great touches in the first half. And he's probably not even close to where he needs to be for his career with regards to fitness and minutes and confidence and all of that stuff. And we can only hope that his time at Gladbach continues to grow, man, and continues to get to a place where now he can go 90 minutes, because I still think, and I've said this all along, like, we're a better team when he's at his best version. And whether he comes off the bench or he starts, he can make an impact in the game for this team.
Yeah, there's no question. Final pass, his ideas, what he's looking to do. And yeah, I guess the flip side of that too is, and we've discussed this before, when you're around someone who can hold on to that ball for like that split second longer, it allows you to make runs. The supporting runs become very important because you can run with more purpose and intention, knowing that this player can get you the ball. We've both played, and we've been on fields, Tones, as well, where you've got a guy that maybe can hit that pass 50% of the time. And so when you're going to make that run, you're like, man, if we lose this, I'm going to actually have to hoof it back to defend. And that could be, do I really want to run 100%? But when you know you got a guy that can play that ball in front of you and get you in good spots, you're going to go all in. And I feel like Gio's got that quality. So I'm very excited to see him, again, playing with a smile, playing with confidence. And now I just want him to get minutes for Mönchengladbach. He's clearly got something. So play him, goddammit. That's kind of where I'm feeling on that. So Chuck, let's talk a little bit more about Balogun, and move into another player that could be in the conversation, scored the game winner. I don't know about man of the match per se, because he was quiet, but I don't know. That's not all on him, because we're not necessarily getting the ball in good areas.
Well, one, he got his goal, right? So we're talking about strikers and their impact in front of goal when you get an opportunity. He got his goal. So I think from that standpoint, you clap, because sometimes the game isn't going to be it coming to you in a way as a striker. You expect it to be get into a rhythm, establish a rhythm, get some touches. We started to see him drop in just to get a touch on the ball. But I'd say from him, it was an underwhelming night, but he still gets on the score sheet. Those are that's the kind of game you want from your striker, right?
That means he's getting one touch every 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it's more than that. It's 5 minutes. How bad's my math right now? Yeah, 5 minutes.
So from that standpoint, it's a job well done. He gets the game winner. But I look at Gio Reyna, and because he had the goal and the assist, essentially it was not a real assist, but he created the goal. He would be the man of the match for me in the 75 minutes that he played. Plus, in 75 minutes, he's healthy, he's smiling. It's a huge plus. Yeah. I would love to see Christian Pulisic with that trio, right?
Yes.
And we still can't forget about Malik Tillman, who's also has a say in some playing time there. So we're talking about depth and guys who can actually create and be dangerous.
And Weston, who has played there, Chuck.
That's right.
Weston.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about Weston McKennie.
Weston's a little bit of a different profile for that position. So it'll be interesting to see what Pochettino does in the end.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Now let's talk a little bit about the back line. I didn't think we got pressed too much in terms of when we had the ball. Paraguay was dropping off quite a bit, and it just felt like, let's just somehow get the ball with Tim Ream, and he'll end up making the right decision, which isn't the worst thing, because he is a very good passer of the ball. And that led to us getting it wide, and I thought Arfson was good and got up and down. And, man, his assist, Max Arfson's assist with his right foot was superb, and it really kind of set the tone and gave the whole team confidence, which was nice to see. I believe you said it earlier, Tones. We didn't really get tested, or maybe it was Chuck, defensively. And when we did, I thought we held up for the most part, but as I mentioned during our watch along, it only takes one play to get in behind, and all of a sudden we thought we were cruising, and we were 1-1 pretty quick after establishing the lead, and then they started asking more questions when they upped the urgency later in the game, and so we managed it. That's important too, right? We got to manage the game and see out the results, and there was a little brawl at the end too, so it was nice to see us have a little fight and bite and a little spicy, but I don't know if we got tested in the way that we're going to probably get tested against Uruguay. Tones.
Yeah, I think that's the challenge for the group, right? Is who is on either side of Chris Richards, right? That's the reality. He's the best center back we have. He's going to be one of those guys I think that sticks around. He's like one of those 10-year center backs that we see him in multiple cycles in the World Cup. That's what he's grown into for me. Tim Reams seems to be the guy on the left, and I think if we go to I'm guessing we're staying at 3 in the back, right? I don't know that we're going to see. We probably don't.
I don't want to ever see a back 4.
Thank you, Chuck. We got him there, Tones. We finally got Chuck. We finally got Chuck so convinced he doesn't want to see a back 4 anymore.
We probably can get rid of all those graphics in the back 4, right? Let's just throw that one out the window. So, but I know I'm joking, but that helps Tim Ream more than it helps anybody, because when you talk about Miles Robinson or Chris Richards or Mark McKenzie, those guys have recovery speed. So if they get in trouble, they can recover. That's Tim Ream's biggest deficiency right now, right? And it's natural that he got a little bit older, so he has to step in a little bit more. So if you're going to ask him to do that, you got to have cover. And then when he gets on the ball, we know he's pretty good on the ball, right? So he helps that back 3 more than any of the guys that play in the back 3 when we have the ball. So Mauricio Pochettino has to weigh. We know he's a good leader, clearly, because Pochettino makes him the captain every game, right? I don't think he's been on the field. I might be mistaken on that, but I don't remember him being on the field and not being the captain. So you're weighing like all of those things, and Pochettino thinks that he's the guy. So I'm guessing we're looking at one center back, and that's the right-sided center back for whoever that is for Pochettino.
Yeah. Well, at the moment, though, who do you think is leading in that right center back spot?
I would say Miles Robinson.
I would say Miles, yeah. Yeah, although I'll tell you what, Freeman is pretty good
Freeman's
tonight.
pretty damn close to it. I'll tell you that right now.
I remember he wasn't good in the game he came in. Who was the last game he came in as a right? And then they ended up putting him in as a wing back after that, right? He came in first as the right center back, and he looked really uncomfortable. So maybe he's been working on it, but tonight he looked really comfortable to me.
Would you prefer Arfson or Weah? In that, if it came down to it right now, as a left wing back.
I think Way is more dangerous.
Yeah, he just gives you a little something different going forward.
Yeah,
I like his runs from outside to in. I think he's really smart with those. Max will probably stay in the channels a little bit more, but he's so much more comfortable when he can get forward.
Arfson's been great. He was great tonight. But if you're asking me just to pick between those two guys,
it's gotta be
me
Weah.
Personally, I'd pick Weah.
Yeah. I think
I don't know. Who do you pick?
Yeah, Weah for me.
Oh,
But Arfson
closing the gap.
He's in the conversation, and he continues 100%. To stay in the conversation. We're doing it. I'm here with Reggie.
Okay, Reggie.
One of the Boston American Outlaw members. And hey, we all know Boston brought it, so we brought him here. You can ask him some questions. Let him know he can hear you.
Okay. All right, Reggie, how are you feeling about the game from your perspective? What have you been seeing, and did you like what you saw tonight?
I love it. I mean, especially later on. I like people coming on later. And some of the folks that, being able to come on late. Sorry, Diego Luna especially is where I was trying to go.
So is Diego Luna your guy? Is that you like his game?
Yeah. So basically, I just think as an American team going hard at Paraguay, he went straight at them every time. Every other time everyone's looking for space. Someone has to fight for it. You have to fight for it, do it. Balogun did it. He put his back. He created space, which then created one of the goals. But, you have to be fighting for it as well. Too many people were trying to get cute. So I think, that was kind of.
I love it. It's good analysis. Thank you, Reggie. We appreciate you.
And, one of these I'd ask is, can anybody name 3 players who should start for over Diego Luna on the U.S. men's national team? See?
Yeah.
Give me 3 players who can start over Diego Luna.
Christian
Malik Tillman,
Gio Reyna, Gio Reyna.
Yeah, you probably have Weston McKinney. I'll give you 4.
Weston McKinney, that's 4.
Reyna
Yeah.
in position, fine, but Reyna, then I'm asking.
He's not buying it. He's not buying
He's
it.
not buying what we're selling, huh?
No.
I mean, given this formation, listen, I love the fight and the spirit that Diego Luna has. There's no question. And
Diego Luna is going to be in the roster. That's
he's
not a question.
Reggie,
he's not going to start. That's
he's not going to start. So he's more of a super sub because of all the things that you love about him. That's what's good for him coming off the bench. He can give us a little bit of a spark if things aren't going well, you know.
But it wasn't great tonight. He tried to take people on, but nothing came off for him.
Well,
tonight.
he did set up the second goal with his pressuring. So I mean, there's that intangible.
Well, rolled on with him, right?
Right.
Yeah. Important to the group, but probably not a starter.
Yeah.
So is he a better Darwin Nunez? So is he chaos?
Yeah.
He's a chaos guy.
Him and Brendan Aronson
he's got
are chaos guys.
But
Chaos guys.
I like what he has in terms of quality, just not a starter.
Yeah. Reggie, we appreciate you, man. Thanks very much for hanging out. Absolute beast. All right, so one of the questions that I have is, now that we're unbeaten in 4 straight against World Cup bound competition, are we feeling better now about our team? And this is for everybody that's watching on the Glosso America YouTube channel, or hit us up at Glosso America on social media.
I want to see in the comments the negative stuff, because there is no way we feel the way we felt from Nations League when Pochettino took over his first major tournament with this group, to some of these, the summer, a dreadful summer, talking about Switzerland and Turkey, into a Gold Cup that was mostly against poor opponents. The strength of schedule wasn't there, and then to where we are now, Japan, Ecuador, Australia, Paraguay. Big difference, formation change, but also the mentality, attitude change. So I think when you throw all that into it, no doubt we're in a much better spot than we were with Pochettino. I also feel more confident that he knows who we are. He knows the group. He knows where MLS is. He knows kind of the potential of guys versus where guys are now, and who can contribute versus options off the bench. So I feel much better about where we are as a national team than, let's say, 6 months ago. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, Tones, you want to hop in?
Nations League was a downer, man. I mean,
we were there.
Yeah,
it was brutal.
We were there. Didn't look like the fight. They looked confused. Pochettino has set the minimum standard for what it takes to be on a national team, and ironically, this all changed for me when we went to 3 in the back, 20 minutes to go. What game was it? Japan was
South Korea.
Was South Korea game. Thank you. This all changed for me, and it sounds weird, but I feel like the momentum shift, and it suited our players a little bit better. And we're just kind of creeping like this right now, where I didn't feel like that for probably 65 minutes of that South Korea game. And then it started to change. And I don't know if that was exactly the moment that it changed in that dressing room, but for some reason it's all kind of just clicking now. And there's a fight, there's a spirit. At the end, it's all BS. You grab the ball, and then you get a little, you get a scuffle, but it shows a little bit of spirit from the group, right? It shows you, hey man, we're here for the same reason you're here for. So I like where they're going right now. There's still some work to do, but I feel so much better than I did a year ago, Jimmy.
No, 100%.
6 months ago, whatever that was.
Yeah, even 6 months ago. Even coming out of the Gold Cup, we're like, man. And then the formation change, obviously, I think was a major catalyst. And so how much, I don't know, I guess we're all kind of in hindsight, but did we not give Pochettino the respect that he deserves, Chuck, for trusting the process, as it were?
Whoa.
Because I still feel like he was still trying to figure things out. Only when he changed formations, and we were clamoring for that for months and months and months.
Yes, Jimmy, this is
so he listened to the podcast, clearly.
Yes, he does. I'll tell you right now, they all do. But more importantly, though, this is a complex question, because you could say it's part of the process of learning and seeing what's right. Going to a back 3 was never in his mind. He's always played a 4-2-3-1. And when he keeps giving opportunities and players fail, I think he was always going to test the hierarchy within the group. because it was too comfortable for a lot of guys. So how do you break that mold? How do you break those habits? It's going to be a tough process. But also, don't forget, injuries were part of this. So he didn't have a lot of guys healthy at a certain time. So therefore, you got to bring in players. You're forced to bring in new players. He also was forced to learn about Major League Soccer in probably a way that he maybe didn't anticipate in a year window. So he had to kind of baptism by fire in a summer where he had 3 weeks to a month of working with a lot of MLS guys, the non-European guys asking for rest that probably shouldn't have asked for rest. Yunus Musa's in that bucket of players who asked for a rest. Didn't necessarily need one. If you're not playing every week for your club, you're asking for a rest when your national team spot's already not there for you. It's not, you don't own it. That's going to go against you versus guys that are hungry, willing to fight. So I think with all that being said, it took a little bit longer than we all expected. We knew there was going to be a process. We knew there was going to be some low moments, but maybe not as long as it took. But in the end, I think we're in a great spot.
I think what's also promising too is and sorry, Tones, to jump in here really quick, is the fact that we had a performance like tonight that we're feeling good about, despite missing Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, Chris Richards, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams. I mean, those are 5, just those 5 alone. Jedi Robinson, Matt Turner, wherever you think about him and where he is currently. But, I mean, those are 7 names that were guys that we relied upon for a long time over the last World Cup and leading up to this one. And the fact that we can go out and have a really good, solid, consistent performance where everybody's bought in and rowing the boat in the same direction is incredibly promising and hopeful. And I do want to give Pochettino some flowers here for challenging the player pool and him always saying consistently, hey, nobody's spot is guaranteed. And him being, I would say, and like following through on that messaging, which I think is really important. And now that is starting to show itself. We've had Max Arfson now emerge. And you're like, okay, if we needed him in a pinch, I think everybody would be like, cool, yeah, let's roll with Max Arfson if Jedi's not ready. We got Freeman now. We're like, hey, this kid's good, and he can provide value. We wouldn't have seen that if it just been the same guys rolled out over
Luna.
Another one, right? And so Malik Tillman finally got like a proper run out where he got trusted for a while, and now we get this like this. It's been very cool to see some guys step up when they've had the opportunities, and that's a full credit to Pochettino's coaching staff. All right,
yeah.
so,
I want to give him.
Go ahead, yeah.
I want to give him some flowers too, but to Charlie's point, because he said, well, he's a 4-2-3-1 guy, right? And he stumbled upon this, and I don't know if he had a plan to do this. Maybe he had a plan just at the end of games to do it, right? If you need something different, but I give him credit for sticking with it. Even more so,
yes.
If you're married to a 4-2-3-1, because you know how managers are, right? They believe in what they believe in.
Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, right. That's like today's example, right? Of
Hansi
in world football.
Yeah.
So I respect the fact that a guy who believed in something. I know Mauricio Pochettino as a 4-2-3-1 guy, right? That's how I feel. But when you look at it and you're like, man, the guy saw something right away. And he is stuck with it. What are we, 5 games into it now? 4 and a half? No, 5.5 games.
4 1/3. Yeah, 4 1/3.
Yeah, whatever it is. It's he stuck to it, and that takes a lot of guts, man, for a guy that's been around that long to say. But that's what great managers do. They say. But I still look at managers around the world. They have one way to play, and they try and fit the players into that. So I want to give them flowers for recognizing, hey, my team might be better suited, even though it's not my style, to play this way, and they've done a really good job with it.
Yeah, we have A. Ivis in our private chat saying it is worth noting that Mauricio Pochettino is a Bielsa disciple, Marcelo Bielsa disciple, and Bielsa's a big 3, play in the back with 3 center backs coach. So it shouldn't be so crazy to consider Pochettino.
No.
So Bielsa doesn't change to a 4 then.
I know.
Right.
Right.
But Pochettino has always played a back 4. So yeah, I'm happy that he's a Bielsa disciple, but look at how he played at Southampton. Look how he played at Tottenham for many years, and look how he played with PSG. He played in a back 4. So, what I love about Pochettino the most in this whole process is how he's changed the dynamic of players who thought they were automatic starters, who thought they were automatic call-ups. He said, you got to earn it. I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't care what your name is.
Right.
I don't care what club you're playing at. Would we ever have thought come November 15th that Gio Reyna would be where he is now, given that he's not playing? And look at where Yunus Musa is.
Right. Yeah. Yunus is a good example of
Yunus, do you know how far Yunus has dropped? Because Berhalter now, Roldan, Tessmann, Malik Tillman, all these guys have jumped Yunus Musa. This was a starter in the 2022 World Cup as a youngster and one of the better players. And now he's not even in the conversation. Think about that.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about Pochettino is you see mentality against Paraguay. These guys didn't back down. But Paraguay is a strong team. Of course, they're in the bottom tier of Cotton Bowl teams that are making the World Cup. But they were a tough, resilient team that get results against some of the best teams in the world. And we were the better team, and it wasn't even a question.
And we are all over the country covering this game for you. U.S. beats Paraguay 2-1. I'm currently in San Francisco. Charlie's in Boston, and Big Tones is in Florida right now. And speaking of being in San Francisco, I'm going to bring over a treasured member of American Outlaws here in San Francisco, Jackie. Jackie, come on in. Have a seat. So,
Hello.
A question for you.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the game?
Well, I'm gonna.
Wait. Show off your T-shirt for everybody.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Gio Reyna Barbie T-shirt.
This is a Gio Reyna Barbie T-shirt because obviously Gio is Barbie and Joe's happy as Ken. Thank you.
What's up?
What did I think of the game? I think it was really nice to see the fight back in the team, genuinely. I feel like for a while, Poch has been treating these friendlies like, I don't know if y'all remember like that weird Mexico friendly, like in like 2019, where he was like, I don't care. Greg Berhalter was like, I don't care. And then everyone was like, no, we do. I feel like Poch has been doing the same thing with every single one of the friendlies coming up. And for the first time, it felt like the team really did give a crap about the game.
Spot on, Jackie. Yes.
I am worried that I'm worried about the amount of fight that was shown at the end of the game, because one of the biggest matches that we have had in the last year or so, we got by someone punching someone because they got upset. So I do need the early 20s guys on the team to like learn how to manage their temper. But I still think like overall this was a really good effort. The team showed a lot of effort. I think this was the return to Gio Reyna. I think that's what the game is going to be branded as. And obviously I'm thrilled about that. Gio with a goal and a not credited on FOTMOB assist. I'm going to take that as a win.
Jackie, everybody, absolutely crushing it. We appreciate you. And if you want to buy these T-shirts, I don't even know where you can get them.
I will figure that out. I know the guy who got them printed. I was the one who photoshopped them. So I texted him earlier today, and he was like, yeah, we can get the links back up. So we'll get the links back up. Gio is Barbie.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Jackie knows her stuff. Oh, it's taking my seat. Getting really comfortable in my seat, I should say. Also, I want to let everybody know, and I'm doing this for Chuck because he's in Boston right now, but AO Boston is hosting the AO Ball. It's a soccer social event of the year. The AO Ball benefits Boston Scores and takes place on December 13th. So please, if you're in and around that area, get your tickets at aoboston.usa/ball. And make that happen. Very cool, AO Boston making that event happen. All right, so let's get into who did extremely well today and maybe who needs a little bit of work. Tones, coming to you first. Who do you think really skyrocketed up the depth chart, as it were?
Tell you what, we talked about Gio enough. I think I got to give some flowers to Max Darfston, man, because he has just grown into a Mauricio Pochettino guy. He's played the most. What did we have? He started the most games.
That's right, more than anybody else.
He didn't have a cap a year ago. I mean, right. he didn't have a cap, and now he's climbing his way into the U.S. men's national team World Cup roster. And I will say this: if we're going to start tomorrow, I want to see Anthony Robinson as the left back. But if Anthony Robinson, for some reason, is injured, and he doesn't want to use Timothy Weah there, I would feel perfectly fine having Max Starfson playing as a wing back, different from playing in the back four like we saw him in the beginning.
Yep.
As a wing back, I would feel perfectly confident seeing him playing there.
Yeah, I agree with Gordo. The best way to say it, Arston, his stock is up, and
Stock up.
his stock is up, and so yeah, I agree with you on that. And his assist to Gio Reyna really set the tone for us tonight in this game, and I thought he was very active and positive throughout. Chuck, any other? Gio Reyna's an obvious stock up.
Yeah.
Anybody else that you thought?
Yeah, I'd say they're probably in the same bucket tonight, but Dest and Tessmann would be stock up for me. Remember, Dest is he's had a rocky road coming back from injury. It feels like whether it's with the national team, even PSV, playing on the right, playing on the left, showing up late, there's just a number of things. We hadn't really seen it with the national team. Tonight, he was active. He was getting on the ball. He was trying to create a little defensive slip up on the goal because he got caught sleeping. But ultimately, I thought he had a positive performance. And then Tessmann, I think he's really grown into a guy you can depend on. You feel confident with him in the middle of the pitch. He's got like a commanding presence. I thought he was very good with his starting positions. Also, when he received the ball on the half turn, he could kind of go and use his momentum to get past the defender. So those are the two players that I really like tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be more of a positive conversation than a negative one. There's certain things that we know that Pochettino values. It's the details. It's your energy, especially in winning the ball back. And I thought the guys were very good in that. When I think about Brendan Aronson, a name we haven't spoken about in stock up, I think he did enough tonight to be like, hey, we could trust you as a spot starter if we need. And if you come off the bench, which he did a lot in the Gold Cup, or was seen more of that in the Gold Cup, can you be a good guy off of the field and not have any attitude issues if you're not being trusted to start game in and game out? So I thought Brendan Aronson's stock went up. It might not be like these big giant steps, but I think he should be part of the conversation. But yeah, ultimately, I liked Tessmann's game. I love seeing Dest in a wingback position. I think he just looks more comfortable. It looks like he's enjoying himself more. Gio Reyna, obviously, that's a captain obvious pick. Arston was good. And there's something I really like, and maybe you'll push back on this with me, Chuck. But the fact that Balogun had only 15 touches in the game, but still didn't allow that to impact his performance as the game grew. You can get frustrated as a 9 if you're not getting a lot of service, and that affects your energy and your runs. And he goes on and scores the winning goal. I mean, that to still stay kind of connected to what's happening and still wanting to be dangerous and being hungry, I thought was really important. So it's maybe a little tiny detail, stock up, but I really love that we saw Balogun being trusted, having those extra minutes, because we thought he was going to get subbed out at the 60th minute. He stays on and then obviously makes the play that makes the difference. And so there's a lot of stock up that I like. And I don't know if you want to push back or if you agree with me.
No, I'm with you in terms of scoring a goal when the game isn't going your way. Because it's so easy to pick up a yellow card and commit stupid fouls. For him to finally make that run, and I talked about the Balogun-Reyna combination, that the way they look for each other, that it was something we should be on the lookout for throughout the game. And for whatever reason, we didn't see that connection until that goal, really. So ultimately, I'm pleased with Balogun getting the game winner, and also just knowing that the manager has faith in you, right?
Yeah.
If a coach is keeping you on the field, even though things aren't going, it's because they know what you're capable of. So that's also a big positive.
Okay, one more I wanted to add. No, go ahead, Tone. Sorry.
Sorry, with the Balogun thing, like a lot of it not being involved in the game, it's a two-way street, right? It's not just him. It's not as if he played poorly in the first half, was missing shots, ball bouncing off his shin. It's they got to figure out how to get him involved in the game too. I love the fact, I said at halftime, that they stuck with him, right? And they said, okay, let's figure something out. Remember, first two balls, what happened in the second half? Into the channel, right? Little bit different, just to open up the game a little bit. And I love the fact when you don't I don't think we'll look at this and say this was Balogun's best game, but it's always nice when you don't have your best game and you find the ball in the back of the net.
100%.
Period, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and one player I wanted to add before I rudely interrupted you, Big Tones, was was Miles Robinson. I thought he had a big opportunity tonight, and I thought he took it. His decisions of when to step into midfield or to be, higher up the field, which obviously is a risk if they play in behind, were excellent. He's playing in a position where he's got to be a leader, right? Usually Chris Richards has been in camp, so he's been playing off the right, and I thought Miles was good, and I thought his stock went up. So overall, I think most of the team could be in that conversation. Now, I know when we say stock up, stock down, it's very black or white, but I do want to leave some room for nuance and that middle ground. So let's go into this spot, Chuck. Who do you think didn't move the needle one way or the other? It was a fine performance, and so not going one way or the other. Yeah, you guys know what I'm saying.
I'd say Roldan didn't boost the stock, but he also didn't take anything away from what he's already done. Right. I thought it was an average performance from Roldan.
Average to good.
Yeah. Aronson, I think he showed some good moments, and you can tell he's playing with confidence. But then we're still asking the same questions, which is what happens after you break into the attacking third? It was never an issue if Brandon Aronson could get on the ball and make a good run or make a good turn. But when he's running at the back line as they're kind of retreating, what comes from it? So I think we're still in that. I need a little bit more from you in some of those moments. So I would think he fits like the average. He didn't hurt his stock for sure.
Right.
I don't know if he boosted his stock, especially when you're comparing it to a Christian Pulisic, a Malik Tillman, a Gio Reyna. So the guys that he's competing with, he didn't boost the stock in terms of the guys that he's competing with.
Yeah, I'd say Tim Ream probably falls into that because we already know what Tim Ream's all about. Tones, anybody that's kind of Matt Freese probably
that's the one. Yeah, Matt Freese really nothing on the night. I was going to go Tim Ream like you said.
Yeah.
But the one thing as we're just kind of going through this, I feel like we talked about during the Nations League and also a little bit during the summer. We never went to a game and came out of it saying, okay, they lost or they won, whatever the results were, but we knew what they were trying to do. I feel like I know what Mauricio Pochettino and this group is trying to do. That doesn't mean you're going to win or you're going to lose. Now I can judge like apples to apples, right? They're playing with 3 in the back, and we've seen it now for 4.5 games, and I have things to compare it to. Like I have a feeling of what I think the team can look like now. In the beginning, I feel like we came out of every game and going, one game they're trying to do this, or we thought they were. Some games we didn't know what they were trying to do, or they didn't execute properly. Now we can make better judgments for me on execution out of what we think Mauricio Pochettino is trying to accomplish. And that's where you want to be, right? You want, okay, this is our style. This is what we want to be. Now we can judge you against yourself, basically, right? In the way you want to play.
Yeah. So that leads us to stock down. I think there's only one player we haven't mentioned yet. Joe Scally, and he seems like he's the consensus in the chat as well. And I think what hurt him actually is that when he went out, Freeman came in and looked better, right? So you have this kind of contrast and compare and contrast right off the get-go.
No, but it's more than that.
There was more than that.
The ball's at his feet and dribbling out of bounds. And,
go ahead.
It's he's coming in with the right intentions. He's hot. He's excited. He's hyped. He wants to run and wants to show he can do everything Mauricio Pochettino wants. But it worked against him. He almost played like he was the right wing back as the right center back. And then you're really unbalancing the team. And I thought there wasn't anything that he did in particular in terms of building out of the back or, having a presence on the ball. I think he was conflicted in his role. And so ultimately he had a poor performance tonight.
Okay, so let's do this. Any changes? We only have a few more minutes left in the show. Any changes that we'd like to see against Uruguay? And Tones, I'm going to come to you first. In goal, let's go line by line. In goal,
no.
You go with Matt Freese. Stick with Matt Freese.
We know Pochettino doesn't like to change, so we've been really wrong on all of this for like a year. One, I guess the fitness of Reyna and like how much time he gets. Does he start again? Because he's not really playing, so that's a concern. Serginho Dest, maybe a concern. So how about Freeman for Scally? I'll give you that one. Maybe from the start.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Trusty or McKenzie come in for Tim Ream, right? So I'd like to see one of those two guys get a run out. Roldan or Tessmann, do you want to see them again, Chuck, or do you want to see somebody else pop in there and get a crack at it?
I'd want to see Tessmann for sure. Maybe there's a swap there with Berhalter in for Roldan, but ultimately I think Tessmann stays.
Yeah, okay. And then we have Arfson and Dest. I think that I'm trying to think who else. You can see Tolkien, I suppose. I think that stays the same.
Does Pepe get a start?
Does Pepe get the start? I guess that's the big one, number 9.
Maybe not to burn Balogun.
You know why? No, but Balogun he got a red card for the league, so going back is not an issue.
Yeah.
He should start again.
Yeah, Pepe didn't take his chance. I don't know. I guess we didn't talk about him at the stock down. I mean, he had a chance he probably would normally bury. He didn't take it. I don't think his stock's down. I think he's pretty much where he's going to be. He's going to make the team. It's just a matter of how many minutes he gets and how impactful he can be. That's how I'm feeling about it at this particular moment. And so, okay, let's talk about our 10s then really quick. Gio Reyna get another start, and then is Brendan Aronson next to him, or do you want to go Diego Luna right from the get-go?
I think those two guys start again. Gio, my gut is Gio doesn't go as long. Maybe he goes 45 minutes. Brendan Aronson, I think, starts.
Okay.
But, they start. They just come out a little bit earlier.
And Chuck, in terms of tactics, Uruguay's probably not going to sit back like Paraguay, especially when we have the ball. What do you expect to see? I mean, that'll actually allow us to hit the channels a little bit more with Balogun and or Pepe, whoever starts. Haji, right?
Yeah, that's why Joe Scally really struggled, because remember, if the team's under a lot of pressure, he's okay. Remember, he can hold his own as a defensive right back if he's just asked to defend. You're playing against an aggressive team. Right. He can win the ball, play it forward, and his job is done.
Right.
When a team drops off, whether he's playing a right back or a right center back, he has time on the ball. Him going forward you're not getting much. Even though he's made improvement, he was down here, so he's taking a step forward. You're not getting much. So against a team that's a little bit more aggressive going forward, I think that just really helps Dest. And if anything, it makes it a little bit more apparent that you want to start Alex Freeman as the right center back if you wanted somebody to go a little bit more forward, or Miles Robinson in that case. But I think that's going to create more space for us, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. And I wonder, because as I mentioned, we're missing 7 players we've counted on for many years now, with Weston McKennie, Christian Pulisic, Tim Weah, Tyler Adams. We got Malik Tillman that's out, Jedi Robinson. There's a significant amount of talent that we've been relying on for a long time. They're not here. So yes, beating Paraguay, I think, is impressive with this group. I'm excited about how we performed. But how much more impressed would you be if we took down Uruguay? Given who they're coached by, they're better than Paraguay.
I'm more about the performance than the result.
Okay. Well,
tonight was both.
Course. Coach Chuck.
No, but tonight was both. But if you told me they performed like they did tonight against Uruguay, then I'm saying, let's go. Yeah. Let's get to March already. I'm hyped.
Yeah, just a little teaser. We'll have a proper preview of this game on Monday, but definitely wanted to have a teaser conversation with everybody. Tones, where are you? You be pretty impressed if we played well against Uruguay?
Yeah, I mean, just understand. Understand what we want to do, right? Like, and try and accomplish the things, and don't look like we go in with a plan, and that's what we've been doing. So, Ivis will definitely put together a 4-4-2 for a lineup later.
And then Ivis, what's the starting lineup, Ivis? Come on, let's go.
Come on, Ivis.
Ivis, final thoughts of the show. You take it away.
Definitely a 4-4-2-2. No, I'm just kidding. Same lineup with 2 changes. No Scally and no Balogun.
No Balogun and Scally.
Wow. Balogun, he said, second one?
Yeah. He's leaning towards Pepe and high energy Ivis over there. Yeah. Absolutely love it. Yeah, obviously, it's going to be fun. And I just love the momentum that we're building and the positivity that continues to grow within this team, not only for us as fans and pundits, but you can see it within the team themselves. There's just nice, positive energy that's flowing through everybody. And long may that continue, especially against a good Uruguay team on Tuesday.